This is a question from the coaching group from Oliver. If you want the best coaching out there, maybe you want a career in social media, maybe you want to lose the last 5 kilos or 50 pounds, maybe you want to improve your relationship with your husband or your wife, or get one, or divorce one, or get away from one, whatever questions you have, lifestyle, career, especially social media careers. I don't know anyone out there who's built more 6-figure income earning social media careers than me. And that sounds super arrogant, but that's the fact. I don't know anyone out there who's been more successful at building 6-figure income earners on social media. Is there? Let me know down below. It's Durianrider.com if you want to join the coaching group. Ask me any questions. If you think I can help, lifestyle, weight loss, social media, cycling performance, running performance, hormones, etc. I definitely, these are my pet passion subjects: communication, relationship communication, etc. These are things I'm really, really passionate about. So I'm always endeavoring to be cutting edge and just following with logic and pragmatic advice. So Durianrider.com for that. This is a question from Oliver. Is more about how to meet people, how to, find friends, influence people. What's that book saying? Make friends and win friends and influence people, something like that. Good book to read. I forget what it's called, but basically, in life, I meet a lot of lonely people. Like most people out there are very, 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 very lonely. Very, 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 very lonely. And myself, I used to be a very lonely person as well, until I started getting more in touch with nature, and especially spiders. This is where we're getting a little bit creepy and freaky here. I used to be at home. My mum wouldn't let me out, wouldn't let me ride my bike, couldn't go to my friend's house because mum was paranoid about safety, and I can understand where she's coming from. But as an 8-year-old kid, etc., I was like, man, one day I can go to my friends, the other day I can't. Like, it's so inconsistent. But anyway, I developed a relationship with spiders because I was loud in the backyard, and I wasn't allowed a Nintendo or an Atari or video games, and TV was only at certain times of the day to save electricity, etc. Single budget mum, which is fine. At the time I hated it, but I'm glad it worked out like that. And so I developed a fascination with spiders and insects. And I would spend hours and hours and hours in the garden with spiders and insects and studying them and feeding them and giving them water and watching. When you watch a spider come down to drink water that you've flicked on the wall or flicked in its web and it comes down, you can look closely and you're like, oh my God, that spider's actually drinking with its little fangs. It's drinking the water. And you're like, this is like, wow, this is crazy. It's like an enchanted world out there. And fast forward, that taught me to become a very, very observational person in terms of being a personal trainer, looking at people's hydration and carbohydrate and glycogen partitioning and blood values, etc., and just understanding why someone is like this today, and then next minute they're cooked or they're flying. Like yesterday we found a huntsman spider, and Natasha found it. She's like, is this spider dead? And I said, no, it's really dehydrated. Look how shriveled up its abdomen is. So we sprayed some water on it, started drinking right away, and Tasha's like, oh, it's drinking. And then I kept it overnight in a little quarantine box and gave it some more water. Gave it a fly, didn't want to eat, but its whole body language just perked up and changed, so I let it go today. It was a male huntsman, so maybe it's on its last little mating run. Who knows? But it definitely is in a better place today than it was yesterday. It was looked like its legs were almost curled under it, ready on the death grip, the death pose, the death asana. And so I've got an interest in spiders, and I started meeting people who are interested in spiders. So the moral of the story is, get interested in spiders. No. The moral of the story is, when you have a passion about something, when you have a passion, like a serious passion about it, you do it for free or whatever. Like, I love fixing people's bikes. I love helping people with weight loss or life in general. I do it for free a lot of the time, most of the time. I just love it. And so when you have that passion, other people want to, sap off that or use that or parasite that off or share with that, whatever you want to call it. But you got to meet people. You got to meet people. You'll meet like-minded people. You'll meet people who just want to use you for that and then pretend they never even knew who you were. And that's okay. Whatever. Like, just damaged people are damaged for life. They rarely change unless they're really committed to it. But a lot of people grow up with insecurities because they're damaged by their parents and they just refuse to become better people and apologize or whatever. And that's a lot of us. So, but when you become the person that needs nobody, you become the person that everybody needs. I'll say it again. When you become that person where you're happy to spend time by yourself, you don't need anybody. You enjoy company, you're social, but you're like, I don't need anyone. I'm happy just being by myself right now. I'm happy sleeping on this beach right now. I'm happy riding across this country right now by myself. I've done those things, happy traveling around the world by myself. Then all of a sudden, people feel that, and they want to jump onto that confidence and that independence, and they're like, I want some of that. That's attractive. I want some of that. So if you're walking down the street with awesome mangoes, and I see you, I'm going to go, hey, dude, where'd you get the mangoes from? Do you want to buy the whole tray off you? $50, $100, $200, give me the mangoes, they're good. So if you're sharing what you're passionate about, other people want to jump onto that. And so you're going to meet people like that. So I tell people is develop a passion, man. Not what's trending or what you think might be cool. What you're genuinely interested about. It could be hats, man. It could be making hats. It could be making YouTube video, whatever. Whatever you're passionate about, you'll attract people. Now, if you're passionate about money, then you'll attract people who are into money. And that's good and bad. If you're passionate about spiders, you're going to attract some quirky, cool, chill people who are into spiders as well. If you're into weight loss, you'll attract a lot of people with eating disorders and, drug issues, and that's fine. That's, is what it is. So developing passions means that you will have a lot of people in your life. Especially now with social media, it's easy for people to find you. It's so easy. It's so easy. I enjoy spending less and less time with people because I'm just helping so many people. I don't really do one-on-one stuff anymore in terms of like real life, because it's like, I feel that I'm not contributing as much as I could if I'm making content online or in my group or emails or creating content online. Like if I did like this video, I could have this conversation with just one person. We could do a phone consult, or I make a video, thousands of people are going to see it. Which am I going to do? I'm going to do this. I could make more money on a one-on-one phone consult, but I'm like, I don't need more money. I need to help more people. I need to reach more people. So this is what I do. And by charging a little fee, people often respect it. Because if it is free, people are like this bike here, Lightspeed, $10,000 bike plus back in its day. Because of that sticker, Lightspeed. It's a quality bike, but if it wasn't worth $10,000, let's say it's worth $50, people are like, just be dumped in the street. Like you see those e-scooters, those e-bikes that are rentals, they just dumped in the street. Like, I don't own that. Like, not worth nothing. Can't sell it, just dumped it. They dump it in the river, etc. It's crazy. So it is good to charge a bit of a fee so people value something, but also believe in making things affordable for people in the Western economy, especially. And if people aren't living in the West, then they can watch 5,000 of my videos with pretty much the same information for free. So I get my inboxes are absolutely smashed. Absolutely smashed. My emails absolutely smashed. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all my email accounts, all my Facebook accounts, Tumblr. There's like hundreds of thousands of messages and requests, literally hundreds of thousands, probably 200,000, if I look at, maybe more. People are like, you didn't get back to me, Harley. So I go, sorry, I didn't. I couldn't get back to you. And if let's say I could do that, let's say I did 200,000 responses, then from 200,000 would grow, wow, dude, I was talking to me. I've got this other question, So that's why I created my coaching group, so I can get back to every single one for people who really want the answer, ASAP, within today or tomorrow, like ASAP. They want the question answered. That's why I created the coaching group. We've got about 600 people in that. So, yeah. But that's how you meet people, man, is develop passions. And understand if you're passionate about something, people will be passionate against your passions. Like I like spiders. Some people hate spiders. They spray them with carcinogenic pesticides. They'll give themselves cancer and their family cancer and poison their cats and dog at home because they hate spiders so much. So they're spraying them. I don't care about spiders. Spray it with pesticide. Kill it with fire. It could give you cancer or your kid birth defects. I don't care. Could hurt your dog. I don't care. So it's what we're living, man. So no. It's understanding that a lot of people out there like that. Don't get passionate about hating them because you'll destroy yourself. You'll age yourself in a bad way. We all get older, but you can age gracefully and with the chilled face versus that harsh, angry face. We're all getting older, but you can age a bit more, like you look like getting laid. Good face, because again. As well, when you're passionate about something and you become a people person, you don't need anyone, you become the person, especially if you're a guy, man, you become the guy women love to be around, because most women, from a genetic standpoint, are insecure or have self-esteem issues because of their hormones or social media or what their first boyfriend or their dad or their mum said to them or whatever, and so they always need raising up by confident, strong, independent alpha men, sigma men, and you become one of those guys. It's like end story, end game. And also you have to be very careful, because you could also become the target of certain accusations, etc. So that's what I always tell guys: record every interaction with the girl. Always record, screenshot, send messages, get evidence. I mean, the rarest chance that she flips, or a boyfriend flips when he finds out that you and her are boom, then you got some evidence to back yourself up there. Always record. Same with girls. Record. It's against the law. Now, I'd rather do that. I'd rather get fined for that than go to prison for 20 years because of some fake allegation, whatever. Happens all the time. There's plenty of men in prison for crimes they didn't commit, but the jury ruled against them because they're a man and she was a woman. She said that, and whatever she says is the truth in 99% of the cases, in jury's opinion, because of the Me Too, etc. So this is how it is. So men, you have to protect yourself. Women, you have to protect yourself. People, you got to protect yourself against crazies. I'm glad I did. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't. Probably making this video from a prison cell somewhere. Anyway, that's the deal, is you become the person that needs nobody, and you become the person everyone needs. And, and just be a nice person. Treat people how you want to be treated. That's my bottom line thing. I treat people how I want to be treated. Alright? I treat you how I want to be treated. That's simple. You got to live like that. If you don't live like that, you're going to suffer. You're really going to suffer. Treat people how you want to be treated. That's like the bottom line one. I mean, everyone knows that. And just treat people how you want to be treated. Simple as that. Treat people how you want to be treated. Treat people how you want to be treated. Otherwise, karma, you're going to bite you in the bum. Big time. Now, we all do stuff when we're teenagers, and, it's semi-excusable, depends what it is. But as we hit 18, 19, 20, become adults, really got to personify that thing of treat people how you want to be treated. Otherwise, you're going to suffer. You're absolutely going to suffer in life emotionally. And I see it, man. I see people, just YouTubers, etc. People I've known who I've helped, and they tried to burn me or whatever, or burned or whatever, and you see their faces today, and they look coked out of their head. They look stressed. They look broken because they're living a lie, or they just know what they did was wrong, and they're too narcissistic to apologize publicly or whatever. You just see the pain in their faces, man. Right? So you think you can pull something off bad out there and treat people how you don't want to be treated, but it always comes back to us. So if you do make mistakes, apologize, not just in private, but publicly. Anyone can apologize in private. Hey, man, yeah, I'm your best friend. It's like high school, and then it's like, I don't know you, man. I don't know you. It's like, yeah. But anyway, that's the thing. So I recommend is get in touch with nature and be nature's servant. Be nature's servant. Be a servant for Mother Nature, and appreciate nature. Get out in nature. The more you're out in nature, spend time with the animals and just watching things. But don't try and kiss a crocodile because that won't go down too well. But observe crocodiles from distance, and man, spend time in nature, and carved up and safe. Bring supplies, do little overnight trips, get your skills up. Start small, build it up every week, every month, and spend time in nature, especially being a cyclist. It's like, the bicycle, man, is like the transformative element. And if maybe you're in a wheelchair and you get a hand bike, maybe you can't use your arms, then get a motorized. Well, you pretty already got one of those anyway, and do some traveling with it. People, you'll meet a lot of cool people out there. Like, you're in a wheelchair out here. Good on you, bro. Good on you. I remember pushing my friend up in a wheelchair, Christmas Day, 2004, from a couple from Belgium, Linda and Luke. They came over to Adelaide to meet, to say hey, g'day, because I stayed with them in Belgium in 2003. And I remember pushed him up Mount Lofty in a wheelchair, and he was down for it. What I mean? He was down for it. I almost dropped him one time, and he was like, oh, but we had it, and so I pushed him up there in the wheelchair, and so he got his arms working as well. So it was a joint effort. I spotted him, I should say, and but he got to the top of that mountain. He felt really. He'll always remember that day. It's the highest mountain he's ever been in his life, and he's doing it in his wheelchair. So good on him. So it's just about surround yourself with people who want to level up and just develop your fitness. Abolish all eating disorders. Anything that lowers your energy, like eating less carbs or cutting calories or just that. It's like, man, just cut it out. Or using stims for weight loss. Then you're in such a bad mood you can't do shit. You're scattered as, you're just like that and you're moody. Ugh. Late nights, excess alcohol, etc. Or alcohol in general for most guys. Or too much caffeine making you all snappy dippy. It's like, blah. When you quit these bad habits or reduce them massively, then you attract a whole different gamut of people into your life. So there you go. There is How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's the name of the book. How to Win Friends and Influence People is treat people how you want to be treated. Understand where people might be coming from. Maybe they had a really bad childhood. It doesn't mean what they did is good, but it can go, okay, that's happened. Doesn't mean it's acceptable, but you can sort of understand why it did happen. People doing a low carb diet or got an eating disorder or they fear sugar. Massive red flag if someone fears sugar. Big red flag that their mood's going to be up and down. If they're using alcohol regularly or smoking cigarettes or prescription stimulants or certain medications, SSRI drugs, that they're just, they're going to be up and down. You might hang out with them on the good days and the other days, okay, you can deal with your stuff because you're an adult now, you should be able to cope with that. But always be willing to learn and observe. Start with spiders and then go to humans and you'll have a very, very rich life. Guaranteed.